Who else forgot TikTok was getting banned again? I am so over this shit.
I know you're sick of it, I'm sick of it, but unfortunately, we have to talk about it again. In just about 2 weeks, TikTok is scheduled to disappear in the United States. Will someone just please make a decision? Am I right? The facts are this. We've already seen President Trump delay the implementation of this ban twice. Once on his first day in office and again in April. But the question is this time going to be different? Will TikTok actually go dark on June 19th? Here's what we know. By now, you know this all hinges on TikTok's parent company, ByteDance, divesting or selling off its interest in U.S. TikTok. Since ByteDance is based in China, that divestiture needs to be approved by China. Once and for all, no, ByteDance is not a Singaporean company. TikTok's CEO is from Singapore. That has nothing to do with the parent company, which is a Chinese company. So, after Republicans and Democrats in Congress overwhelmingly passed the Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversary Controlled Applications Act last year, which ordered this ban, Trump said he was going to put the enforcement of the law on hold because he alone could make a deal with China to both comply with the law and keep TikTok alive in the United States. But that was January. And if you've been paying attention to my page at all, you know a lot has happened since then. In April, Trump himself said we were this close to a deal on TikTok. But then, just before that deal was scheduled to be announced, Trump had his Liberation Day and jacked up the tariffs on everyone, including China. And even Trump knew that may derail things with TikTok.
Mr. President, where does the TikTok deal stand, given what we've seen, the tariffs
Well,
to
it's moving
China?
along, but obviously I would say right now China's not exactly thrilled about signing it. We have a deal with some very good people, some very rich companies that would do a great job with it, but we're going to have to wait to see what's going to happen with China. So
Mr. President, still on the table?
no, it's on the table very much. I think China's going to want to do it, actually.
That was April, and obviously China did not and has not wanted to do the deal on TikTok. In fact, China responded to Trump's tariffs by retaliating against the United States and increasing tariffs on U.S. imports. Then Trump again increased the U.S. tariffs on Chinese imports, as you know, to 145%. And that just shut down communication between the U.S. and China. Well, a few weeks ago, the U.S. and China agreed to bring those tariffs on each other back down temporarily, but the U.S. tariffs on China are still much higher than they were before. So you're probably thinking, Lisa, what the hell do tariffs have to do with TikTok? Well, have you ever wanted to make an agreement or a deal with somebody? It's kind of hard to do when the person on the other side who makes the decisions won't talk to you, right? And that's exactly what's going on now. President Xi of China, who ultimately will have to sign off on ByteDance's divestiture of U.S. TikTok, does not like the way President Trump is going about this tariff business. So he's just not engaging. And despite the president himself and the White House and all the top officials saying over and over, week after week after week, that Trump is going to talk to Xi this week, Trump and Xi still have not talked. And this morning, Trump seemed frustrated about that, posting to his social media account, "I like President Xi of China, always have and always will, but he is very tough and extremely hard to make a deal with." Now, Trump has said he would be willing to approve another extension to delay the enforcement of the TikTok ban. But it's also being reported that this time, Trump may be willing to let TikTok go dark on June 19th to try and force China's president to the negotiating table over tariffs. I'm going to be following this very, very closely. I'll keep you posted as soon as I know anything. But regardless, it is critical that you are signed up for my Facts HQ Substack page. It is very simple to do.
After TikTok went dark for the first time, more and more things have started to feel off. And it's not just you, because after reading through a few official SEC filings, we uncovered real changes that happened to the platform and how they're directly tied to the looming ban on TikTok. Make sure to favorite this video so you can come back to it. Regarding the TikTok ban, it's set to take effect in around 2 weeks. And after granting 2 separate extensions to the TikTok ban, Trump says he's open to a third.
Would you extend that deadline if there's still no deal? You
I would.
One extent. You would.
You could also choose for the app to go dark for a second time, but not forever. Before I can explain that, I need to give you some new information that has come to light recently. Trump does not possess clear statutory authority to continue in granting these non-enforcement periods. Despite this, as well as the huge fines that companies could incur from continuing to supply TikTok to us, are public companies required to disclose these liabilities to their investors? Well, in a recent SEC filing by Akami Technologies, they addressed these concerns. While they don't mention TikTok as being one of the biggest customers, it's interesting that they take time to detail a Chinese application that was on the chopping block. However, an executive order as well as a letter from the Attorney General kind of saved it. And in doing so, gave them the green light to continue providing services to, allegedly, TikTok. They also admit to their investors that despite this green light, they could incur billions in fines, penalties, risk litigation, reputational harm, and even negative publicity for continuing to provide their service to TikTok. But here's part of why TikTok has started to feel off ever since that first outage. Akami Technologies oversees a CDN, content delivery network. Before the outage, ByteDance was using its own content delivery network, and when TikTok eventually came back online, all of its users were being routed through third-party CDNs. We can only assume that ByteDance made this change because they wanted to take precautions to avoid massive penalties outlined in the ban. But in changing from ByteDance to a third-party CDN, it has affected how the platform and its algorithm behave in certain ways. Additionally, from these SEC filings, we can see that Facebook has not bought TikTok. However, if Trump does choose to let TikTok go dark for a second time, this could be a strategy in its own, forcing China to come back and complete the negotiations. If you have any questions, feel free to sound off in the comments below and make sure to follow for more updates on the TikTok ban.
It's such a roller coaster having to wait every 2 months to see whether or not we're going to be able to keep TikTok around. At this point, it's giving us like PTSD. It's got everybody stressed out. People have made family on here. People have made friends. People have found communities that they belong to on this app. Like, it's changing people's lives, and I get it. It's not perfect. There's all kinds of crap that could be fixed and stuff. But at this point, stop pulling on our strings. Either take it or let us have it.
I was finna go down for a nap, but I just heard something. Look, TikTok, you ban this app on Juneteenth, we gonna have a problem. I promise you, we gonna have a problem. You don't want these problems. Y'all better call whoever you gotta call for the quickest extension on that motherfucker, because I'm telling you right now, Juneteenth is not the day that you want to play with. It's not the day you want to play with. Play it safe. And are y'all not tired of going back and forth? Every damn 3 business days is something. I'm just starting to pick up traction on this whole do not ban this app. Don't. But if you do it on Juneteenth, I promise before God, we're going to have a problem on this app. You don't want this smoke, TikTok. You don't want this smoke. My friends done turned to family on this app. Do not ban this app. I'm finna go take my nap. Y'all better miss me with the bullshit. Y'all better call somebody and get an extension. Call T-Mobile. Get an extension. I know that.
So TikTok is supposed to get deleted on June 19th, but Donald Duck is already saying that he's looking for another extension. However, I want to move to Instagram. Reels are more fucking fun than TikTok at this point. Every single left-leaning content creator I know is getting their views fucked right now. If you want to help me get to 10K on Instagram, I would.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you are watching this video. Well, you guys, TikTok is getting banned again for a 3rd time. How do you guys feel about that? The fate of TikTok continues to be up in the air after months of federal legislation effectively banned the social media platform in the United States. Donald Trump said during a news interview over the weekend that he would extend the latest TikTok ban deadline if a deal isn't struck by June 19th, a date he set by executive order in April. TikTok's Chinese parent company has until June 19th to divest the social media platform or face a ban in the U.S. I like to see it done, Trump said about the divestment, adding that he has a little sweet spot in his heart for TikTok, which he claims helped him win votes during the 2024 presidential election. It'll be protected. It'll be very strongly protected, but it needs an extension. I would be willing to give it an extension. I hate how he talks. The White House did not immediately respond for comment when contracted by the news. Another deadline looms. Wow, you guys, TikTok is getting banned again. And this time the deadline is the 19th of June, and that's mainly in 10 days from the time I'm recording this. Yeah. ByteDance does not divest TikTok by June 19th. It could be banned in the US again for the third time. However, Trump has said that if the sale is not finalized in time, he would extend the deadline. Man, they just need to go along and just say, forget banning TikTok. Let TikTok stay. Everybody loves TikTok. Everybody's on the TikTokies every day, because I know I am. I love TikTokies. I love reading people's stories. I love hearing about people's lives. This is really sad. You know, and a lot of people are saying that ever since TikTok came back, I think the second time or the first time it got banned, they said the algorithm's been messed up. People are saying that they're not getting views. People are saying they're not getting paid. And I'm like, huh? Well, because I don't do TikTok, so I don't know. And some people in the comments, after I was reading and hearing people talk, some people say this is an abomination. This is unnecessary. They need to stop messing with the app. Look, if they take away TikTok, it's not like life ain't going to move on without it. And, I agree with the person. Right? It's just a simple fact. They just keep messing with people and they won't leave people alone. And now, a lot of people, they're just over it. They're just saying, if it gets banned, just let it get banned. Leave us alone. Take it away and don't bring it back. But Trump is saying that, like I read in the article, he wants to extend the deadline again because he keeps bringing it up that he won through TikTok for the 2024 election. And I'm just like, well, I mean, let's just keep it the way it is and stop with the extensions. Leave the extensions alone and just put it into law that TikTok is going to stay. Stop stressing people out. People are already stressed. TikTok is, what they call that? An escape for people in their everyday lives. But hell, what do I know? I'm just a talking head. Have a great day, YouTube.
Wait, why did no one tell me that June 19th, they're banning TikTok for good? Or am I mishearing people's video? All of a sudden on my FYP page, I'm getting that feed stating that TikTok's supposed to be done with. Why wasn't I told that? Is that the reason why my video views have dropped down dramatically in the last week or so? Not making any money now, or I've never got a fucking additional reward out of the program, so I don't know what's going on. What the fuck is going on? I mean, what's happening here? You guys gotta put this down in the comments. Let me know what the fuck going on, because you know what make me mad? We're putting so much effort and our time into this fucking app, and they're playing games. We already know that the algorithm has changed, that they've changed something. It's not the same app that it was enjoyable 5 years ago, right? But some of us have been trying to stick it out. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm fucking tired. I don't know what the fuck TikTok is doing. I am too old for I feel like a puppet. And the motherfuckers just dangling and playing games with me and doing all this other shit. People try to post consistent content for our followers, and they just playing games, and it's out of our control. It's like, it's at the point, what the fuck are we doing here, man? Is TikTok actually on June 19th? Because if it is, what's the point of me keep making videos and following people and you guys following me? Like, what the fuck is going on here, man? This shit getting on my nerve. I'm tired. You put in all this goddamn effort to build up your app and your platform just for them to play games. Man, I'm too old for this shit, man. Anyway, y'all stay safe out there. Watch your six. Gen X, y'all stay safe, man. Peace.
I'm so tired of the running back and forth. I'm gonna need to know if you gonna stick around or what you gonna do, TikTok. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do this time? Are you gonna stick around or you just gonna leave me? We have less than 15 days before TikTok is banned again. That's right. TikTok is supposed to be gone June 19th. I kept telling myself to get out of this toxic relationship because how many times has TikTok left this year? And I ran right back to it. Why do I keep running right back to TikTok? At this point, TikTok must be providing me with something because this relationship is just too toxic.
What the f- is going on? But at this point, I'm so done with it. This is how come I backed up and stepped away from TT in the beginning, because TT and the government don't know what the hell they got going on, don't know what they want to do. So I don't know if everybody has heard, but TT is back on the chop block again, this time for June 19th. If someone in the United States doesn't buy TT by June 19th, they supposed to shut it down. Let me tell you something. Y'all gonna do one or two things. Y'all gonna leave TT the fuck alone, or y'all gonna let TT and all their members go ahead and continue on doing what we do. Because at the end of the day, y'all gonna do what y'all want to do anyway. You closing schools down, stopping medical funding. I mean, what reason would you want to keep TT around? Because you know everyone wants TT here. But because you're that type of person and you're going to do hateful type things, yeah, of course. I'm sure TT is going to go away just because you want to keep some crap going. You need to go ahead and fix whatever you and Elon Musk have going on, because it's not all roses in paradise, huh? Because now Elon is trying to get you impeached. So, yeah, it's a whole lot of stuff going on. I just choose to, if they gonna shut it down, let it go. I'm tired. At the end of the day, though, y'all need to give me my damn money. I ain't forgot. My eyes are on you. I'm watching you while you watching me, but you better do what you gonna do. Do what you gonna do. Leave us alone.
So TikTok's getting banned again in 2 weeks, or at least the June 19th ban is upon us, and we don't know if it's getting extended or not. But at this point in time, because so many people make money off this app, it's become a major staple in most people's livelihoods. It definitely has in mine. This has been my full-time gig since last October. What do you guys think about the ban? I know a lot of people are sick and tired of it. So many people feel like TikTok has changed and altered since the previous ban when it came back. Like, it doesn't feel like the same app anymore. And I know a lot of people haven't realized yet that that's because that giant mass following trend that happened. When everybody was mass following everybody, it completely changed their algorithms because everything about it changed. But what I want to know is, do you guys want to see TikTok go? Do you want to see it stick around? What has your experience been on TikTok since it came back? I mean, I know a lot of people are making hand over fist on TikTok Shop, the affiliate program, creator rewards program. But I want to know, like, I don't know where we go if it disappears. I genuinely believe that life kind of honestly alters and changes very drastically, in a sense, without this app, considering the way that this app has really woven its way into our day-to-day lives for the last 5 years, specifically since the pandemic started. So it's kind of hard to imagine not having it. Let me know what you think in the comments down below.
Did you know that TikTok is supposed to be banned in 2 weeks? Again. Today is June 5th, and we are approaching the next TikTok ban, which is June 19th. Do you remember when TikTok went dark back in January for like 10 or 12 hours? This is that same ban. We are approaching the end of our second extension. Okay, I wrote this next part down. The president said he would sign an extension, but we might not need one. He went on to insinuate that making a deal with China and the tariffs go hand in hand, which sounds like good news if you want to keep TikTok around. However, this administration does have a tendency to kind of go back and forth. I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see. And I wanna know what you think is gonna happen. Are you ready to live in a country without TikTok? Personally, as a content creator, I find it extremely stressful to constantly, every 3 months, be revisiting this over and over and over again, to have everything be so uncertain. And I know historically it just keeps getting extended, but like, what if it does go dark? And all this time we've spent trying to grow our accounts and work with brands and make connections with people, and all that just goes away. I find that to be extremely stressful, to put it lightly.